Howdy folks, this is Emerald again. We're here for tutorial number 2. Today we're going to be going over finding a quick food source and making ourselves a bed. We'll go ahead and log back into our game here. You'll see I've made a few different changes to the world around me. First thing we're going to do is find some food. We're going to make a bed first, actually. There's a couple things you need to make a bed. Number one is planks of wood, which you can see we have some. And second of all, we're going to be needing some wool. There's a couple different ways that we can get wool. One way is to find sheep, and by killing sheep or shearing them, if you have the correct resources, you can get yourself some wool. And there should be some sheep around here somewhere. Oh, I heard one little sheepy. Not entirely sure where he went. I think he's over this way. That's pig. There's a sheep. Go ahead and select our sword so it deals a little bit more damage than using our hand, and kill the sheep. We have down in our inventory now a piece of wool. To make a bed we're going to be needing 3. So let's go ahead and go find some more sheep. I hear him. He's somewhere around here. Hunting for animals can sometimes be a very important thing to do. There's a sheep. That sheep didn't seem to want to give us any wool. Let's see if we can find one more sheep. They certainly like to wander. There's one. I've only got 2 pieces of wool, but that's okay, because while I was playing around, I actually found some spiders and was killing them off. Spiders can drop an item called string, and with string we can make our own wool as long as we have 9 full pieces. Sorry, 4 pieces. We'll go ahead and take that wool, and now we'll go ahead and make our bed. The importance of a bed is if you were to die, you'd end up somewhere random in the world, and you want to stay close to your house. By creating a bed by putting 3 planks on the bottom and 3 pieces of wool, notice it doesn't matter what color, we can go ahead and make a bed. By placing the bed and sleeping in it, if we ever die, we will respawn back in our bed. Next we need a food source. You can see we already have some apples that we've been collecting off trees and that we got out of the box, but that food isn't going to last us for very long. The next few food sources that are the most common are animals, wheat, and fish. We'll go ahead and kill some pigs to get some pork chops. Pork chops are worth lots of hunger bars. As you can see down above our hotkeys, on one side we have a series of hearts, and on the other side we have a series of what looks like drumsticks. The hearts represent our health. When those empty, we die. The other drumsticks represent how hungry we are. When those empty, we start starving to death. Also, our health bar only regenerates when we have a large amount of food or hunger left. We can also only run if we have enough hunger. Unfortunately, raw food doesn't do us very good. By eating 1 pork chop, we'll go ahead and fill up that empty hunger bar, but a cooked pork chop can restore much more health. To make a pork chop cooked, the first thing we're going to be needing is stone. There's a cave over here that is going to have some stone in it. It's going to be a little dangerous going out here because it's nighttime, but thankfully we have a bed. We'll go ahead and jump in the bed, sleep away the night, and make sure that if we were to ever die, we'd respawn back at our bed. Note, you can only sleep during nighttime. It's now daytime. If there's any nasty mobs around us, like zombies, we should hear them catching on fire and dying soon. We're going to go over to our cave. Alas, our cave has got a spider inside, and he seems a little aggressive. We'll go ahead and take our sword and kill that spider off. Hopefully he'll drop something nice for us. And we get our achievement, Monster Hunter. You can see these green orbs that are floating around. These green orbs come for a majority of different things, one of which is killing monsters. We don't want this monster. This is called a creeper, anywhere near us, so we'll go ahead and kill him off before he does any damage. He seems to be stuck in the water, which is something I don't mind. Creepers are dangerous because they explode. When they explode, they can destroy your house. Be very careful around creepers. When we kill monsters and we get these green orbs, we gain levels. You can see down at the middle bottom of my screen, I now have a number 1. That means I am now level 1 in the game. Here we have some stone. We're going to get this stone so we can make a furnace and cook our food. Using a pickaxe is the best way to get stone. In fact, it's the only way to get stone. Different tools are used for different items, or different tasks. Shovels are used for clearing out dirt, sand, and gravel, such as this dirt. Pickaxes allow you to cut through stone and other hard substances, as well as mine ores. Axes are for trees, swords are for killing monsters, and gardening hoes are for farming. Now that we've got a little bit of stone, oh, I don't have enough, sorry, I was distracted talking to you. We're going to need 8 pieces of stone for our furnace. We'll go ahead and go inside and make our furnace by making a full box of stone. This gives us our furnace and gives us our achievement Hot Topic. We'll go ahead and place our furnace in the corner. Furnaces need a fuel source. One fuel source is called a sapling, which you can get off of most trees. A better fuel source is coal or charcoal. You can make charcoal yourself by throwing a full block of wood in a furnace and having enough to burn it into a full piece of coal. Charcoal and coal are one of the best fuel sources you can get in the game. So we're going to go ahead and make sure that we have plenty of fuel inside this fire to cook our 1 piece of oak wood that's in there. I'll just cook all of it. We could also use regular oak wood blocks or planks to fuel our furnace. They're better fuel sources than saplings, but at the moment we have no use for the saplings, so we might as well use them. Now that we have some charcoal, we use that as our fuel source in our furnace, and we'll go ahead and cook our pork chops. You can see that the charcoal lasts considerably longer than the saplings did with our time frame here. While that's going, we'll go ahead and move on to the next method of finding food, which is to make a fishing rod and fish. Fishing rods are constructed with 3 sticks and 2 string. String you can get from killing spiders, like the one we fought earlier. Once you find some water and have your fishing rod, you can cast your rod by right-clicking. You're waiting for the bobber to dip down into the water. When it splashes, there's a fish on it. Quickly right-click, and you'll be able to catch the fish. We also get experience from catching fish. With the pork chops cooked, we'll go ahead and throw our fish into the furnace next and cook it. You'll see we got experience for cooking those pork chops. We'll also get experience for cooking this fish. And you see we only used one of our pieces of coal to do all of that cooking. Achievement, delicious fish. We'll go ahead and check what achievements we have left that are going to be relatively easy. One achievement would be to upgrade to a better pickaxe. If you look down at our tools down in the center on the left, you'll see that our sword seems to have this green bar that's been emptying out every time we use it. Every item has a durability. After you use it too many times, the tool will break. Building better tools allow the tools to last longer and be more efficient. To make a stone pickaxe, we're going to be needing 3 pieces of stone. So we'll go ahead and mine those with our wood pickaxe. Go to our crafting table and make our handle, and place 3 stone across the top to make a stone pickaxe. This pickaxe is going to last considerably longer than the wood pickaxe, and it will mine through stone faster. You can do this with any tools that are made out of wood. They can also be made out of stone, gold, iron, or diamond. The next achievement we're going to go ahead and go for is going to be baking bread by making wheat and turning it into bread. First, we're going to need to find seeds, which we can get by cutting grass. It's not guaranteed that you'll get it out of grass, so you're probably going to have to find a few. We'll also need at least 3 seeds to make 3 wheat in order to make the bread we're looking at for this achievement. So we'll keep cutting down grass until we have enough seeds to make bread. There's 2. There's 4. Awesome. We'll go on back up to our house now and start our farming. Besides seeds, there's a couple things that you need in order to farm effectively. One of them is you have to have dirt that has been very, very carefully placed next to water and then farmed. To get enough dirt, I'm going to be wanting to get myself a shovel. Otherwise, this is going to take a long time to get enough dirt to make a suitable farm. I'll go ahead and make a stone shovel by using some of the stone I mined earlier. It also works on sand. So we'll be able to move the sand quickly with our shovel as well. And I have enough blocks in a row to use up all 5 of my seeds. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my gardening hoe and turn this dirt into farmland. It has to be next to the water so that the water will hydrate the dirt. Unfortunately, I wasn't paying attention, and the dirt is not actually next to the water. It's a little bit too high. Let's go ahead and try that again. There we go. Now it's right next to the water, and it will go ahead and hydrate for me. If you don't hydrate your farmland, the farmland will turn back into regular dirt. Now that our farmland is going to be hydrated like that block, we can go ahead and place wheat all the way across. Now, our wheat is only going to grow if we have a sufficient amount of light. And when night falls, light disappears. So what we're going to want to do is make a light source just for our small little farm over here. We can go ahead and do that with one of our pieces of charcoal and a stick. Placing the charcoal above the stick in our crafting area, we can make 4 torches. I'll go ahead and put these torches on either side of our farm to keep it lit up during the night. This will allow us to grow our wheat faster. Also, dark caves can become hazardous, so we'll go ahead and light up the cave that we've made with light as well. From here on, we're going to have to go ahead and wait for our wheat to grow. I'm going to go ahead and use the cheat code real quick to zip time along. It's been a few days now, or a day and a half, and it is now nighttime. But as we look outside at our farm, we can see that our wheat has fully grown into full sprouts of wheat. It's still dark outside, which means it's going to be a little bit dangerous. But we're going to go ahead and go over there and grab our wheat anyway, just because I'm not afraid of the dark. You simply right-click to go ahead and grab, or left-click to break down the wool, the wheat, and pick it up into your inventory. You can then replant with the seeds that you receive from the wheat. We'll go ahead and let those continue growing, and we'll go back into our house. Over to our crafting table, we can take 3 pieces of wheat, putting them in a row. As long as they're in a row that is horizontal, we can make bread. Now the last thing we're going to go ahead and do during this tutorial is make ourselves a box. We're starting to get a lot of items here that we don't want to be carrying around with us everywhere we go. So we're going to make a box that's going to be able to store things. Again, it's nighttime still, but I'm going to go ahead and adventure out. I've got a sword on me, I've got a little bit of protection, and I don't hear any monsters nearby. I only need a little bit of wood, so we'll only be out here for a moment. For beginners, it's probably a good thing to not go outside during the night until you can get used to controlling yourself, and then going out only small amounts of time so that you can learn how to fight monsters. Go ahead and craft ourselves some planks, and from these planks we're going to make a wooden box. Just like the furnace, we're going to make a box out of 8 blocks. We now have 2 chests that we're going to go put down in our inventory. And we'll take those chests, place them on top of our furnace in this block of dirt here, to place our chest above. We can go ahead and open this up, and we can go ahead and start placing all these spare items inside. We're going to go ahead and keep a little bit of our food on us, so that as we start getting hungry, we can eat it. The rest of our food we'll go ahead and leave in the box where it'll be safe. If we were to die, the items in our box would be safely at home, while the items in our inventory would be dropped. We no longer need our wooden pickaxe because we have one that's better, and we don't need this wooden axe either because we have a better one for that, a better axe for that as well. So far, I haven't been finding much use for the sand, so we'll store it, but everything else in our inventory is going to be very useful. Alright, well that's it for now. On our next tutorial, we're going to go ahead and go into our next set of achievements. And these achievements, what we're going to want to do is start heading off down these. These are minor achievements that aren't going to be quite as necessary to us reaching the end, but we'll get to them eventually as we find items along the way. Instead, we're going to want to be heading down this way towards the Ender Dragon, which is down here at the end. So in our next tutorial, we're going to have to go find some iron, which means we're going to be starting the mining part of Minecraft. Other than that, this is Emerald, and these are our tutorials for your Minecraft. Thanks for watching. Come back for tutorial number 3 by clicking on the link below.